everyone.
Oh.
How are you? Welcome to this crazy place we call the Original Drink and Draw Social Club. You may recognize my voice from previous broadcasts. It's been a while, but I'm back, and apparently I'm really loud tonight. So away from the microphone for Dave. Way back. Dave has delicate ears.
Yeah.
Like a little bunny. Little soft, fuzzy ears. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mary Jane episode. But it's not about weed. It's about Mary Jane Watson. Strangely enough, fits us better. And we've got Dan, the urban barbarian, one of the Johnsons. You know him as Jeff. There's the thick one. Mainly his skull, I believe.
Ouch.
Apparently residing in New Zealand, according to him.
I'm Spiderman. I'm hanging upside down.
And look at Joe.
The immortal
Joe.
Joe's diving.
Joe just failed. Oh, there he is.
Very nice.
Hello.
Fantastic
He
intro.
knows how to make an entrance.
He really does. He really does.
So, how's everybody been?
Pretty good.
We've been doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm happy I got my internet back.
That's good. It's good.
It's been a whole week.
What happened? Did you get hacked?
Somebody in my apartment complex decided to piggyback on my internet and did something screwed up and screwed the whole thing up. So I thought it was something on my end, but turns out there's nothing I could have done.
So it was shenanigans.
Shenanigans. I call
You
shenanigans.
notice the cable running out your window to your neighbor's apartment?
Yeah, pretty
Dave, what Dave is saying that his neighbor went on some improper websites sharing his internet.
Yeah, the FBI shut me down.
I did that once to Dan's computer.
Yeah, I never really forgave you for that.
It was the early days of the internet. I didn't know some sites were worse than other sites.
Yeah, it's weird that the sites you were attempting to browse got me actually removed from the internet for a little while.
Yeah.
Timed out.
Dan got a little bit of a yellow card because of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was probably deserved anyway, Jeff.
It's just true. You just didn't get
Yeah.
caught.
Dan, did you have to go knock on neighbors' doors afterwards?
Yeah. I introduced myself to everybody.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Jeff is long gone by then.
Yeah, that's how I like to do.
Oh, look at this. Some people are already, it's an anatomy reference, right? Let's see here for Jeff Johnson. Wow. So that's Mary Jane, according to you.
That's a little Mary Jane action.
That's how you see Mary Jane with tattoos on her face because you're updating her look.
Those are just construction lines.
Oh.
Kind of hard to
Those were
start.
like lines for like webbing, and you were going to give her like a Spider-Man mask.
Well, I thought it might be fun to have some webbing in the background and have her maybe covered in webs, as though Spider-Man's she was playing with Spider-Man's web gun.
Whoa.
But then I thought that's too much work.
Family show, isn't it?
Mhm. Wait a minute, this is an important message. I like this one. Thank you. Thank you.
How do you run two accounts at the same time? Do you have your wife in there commenting you on the other stream?
Yeah.
Fake compliments.
Yeah. Mark Solomon has a nice. She looks like Kang. Yeah.
Okay.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just part of the process. You got to go through the candy stage.
Instant feedback on this stuff, so it's kind of important.
It's
We got
important.
important announcements before we get going, Joe. Perhaps you've heard all the buzz on the internet lately with the new shop that we have set up.
No, I've not heard of this. By the way, I'm drawing too, Dan. You could share my screen. It would be nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hmm.
Oh, hi, Mary Jane.
Oh,
Well, then, a little
Working
sassy.
on a little Mary Jane thing here.
very cute.
You
Is she
challenged me to a piece I was uninspired to do, Dan, but I'm doing it.
You know, when I mentioned to everybody, I go, let's draw Mary Jane. There was.
You were kidding.
I thought I was kidding, and I was like,
Yeah, you were
No.
kidding. That's what I thought too.
Oh,
So
who couldn't
I have
tell?
a surprise with this. There's a surprise to this Mary Jane drawing. So it's more.
so there's something else coming up on this.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of this? Have you guys ever heard of this Kickstarter?
Can't say that I have.
It's called Pop Kill. It's called Back Pop Kill.
Back pop. My back pop can kill.
Like backwash.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh, it's like the Backstreet Boys. That's what we named it.
Ah.
Ah.
This is
I don't know if you know, but Backstreet Boys are back.
Yeah.
So how is that Kickstarter going, Dave?
I got no complaints. I obviously we could do better, but
You've already reached your goal, so people actually don't need to buy it anymore, right?
I don't need to be greedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just greed. Yeah, it's just greed on Dave's part.
Here I found some interesting stuff on the web, Dave. One of the images of the main guy. What's his name again?
John.
John. Does he have a last name?
Pyle.
John Pyle. Interesting. I had a guy who had a silencer and a gun, but he had black hair. It's John Tiffany.
Well,
But you had different reference.
you're my idol, Dan. I mean, let's be honest.
I found your reference, Dave.
Whatever you do, oh, jeez.
I mean, it's important as an artist, and this is what's nice about this program. It's important as an artist to you take photo reference sometimes, but you have to interpret it. And so this is what Dave used. He was like, okay, let me get this face down the pose. I'm going to put a gun in his hand, so maybe I'll move his hand from holding his chest to this.
Also, I'm a big fan of male milk.
Okay. So gross.
You're just a big fan of that, are you?
Yeah.
It just me,
Oh boy.
So Dan, tell us about the store.
Yeah. Tell us about the, yeah.
Well, we don't sell this yet. We don't sell Speed Wolf nibs yet. Those you can get those you can find almost anywhere on the web. So they're not exclusive to our store. That's like a big Amazon deal. But we do have in the link below on this video, you can see our link and go to Teespring for a whole bunch of. I think there's like 19 items now. Jeff has a shirt. Dave has several shirts. I have a few shirts. And there's a bunch of drink and draw shirts.
Way too much Urban Barbarian stuff there.
Yeah, if you like Urban Barbarian. And look at this. Watch this. Forget Dave's pop kill for 2 seconds. I know it's all you can keep thinking about. But the people at Teespring were like, we like you. You're a team player. And I wrote back, I go, yes. And they go, well, how would you like to be a part of a promo? And I said, well, I'm a team player according to you guys. So, of course. So then we named the promo code Team Player.
Nice.
Yeah. Interesting. I wish I'd known that before I spent my good money on you.
I know. I thought about that when I put it up. I go, there's been a few sales already, and everyone's thinking one day later, this happens. So,
Well, there's going to be a lot more stuff going up.
you think?
You know what's sorely lacking?
What?
Anything from me.
I know. Why is that?
Well, I can't participate in that. I'm an employee and officer.
Cool.
It's too cool. That's what it is.
No, I couldn't. It would be inappropriate. And
That's never stopped any of these guys.
Yeah.
I am appropriate if I have anything.
Well, yeah. I mean, one of us has to be appropriate.
Yeah.
I didn't say appropriate. I just said appropriate.
You got to be appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was kind of neat. There was a whole bunch of cool. Dave just uploaded a bunch of cool T-shirts.
Cool.
Let's
T-shirts.
not get ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah.
Wearable.
Wearable T-shirts.
Are they comfortable T-shirts?
Well,
One of them is, but you
Because
have
noticed
to find out.
there's two kinds of T-shirts, right? I mean, the same designs, two kinds of T-shirts. What's the difference, guys?
well, some of them were different. One's a comfort tee, one's organic, one's a classic tee. I don't know. I just wanted to give people
What
off.
does that mean?
Is it different? We'll have to get a bunch of them and test them out.
That's it.
What's the return policy before you go and buy anything?
Guarantee. What do you think about that?
I love that.
Guarantee.
Guaranteed comfort.
Well, if you don't like it, I guess you can get 100% of your money back.
Do you want them to ship it back to you when they don't like
Yeah, I was
it?
going to say, just ship it back to Dan.
Yeah. So here's mine, Joe. It's Mary Jane.
It's kind of a.
Could you please hold it like flush to the camera for crying out loud?
Thing here.
It's like,
Long
my
sound effects, double legs.
It's like
oh, I can't even look at it.
And then I used the classic Dick Sprang sound effect.
I'm sorry, what?
Boy, this show's really gone downhill since I was on it. That's all I
What the hell?
You've ever seen that sound effect in a Marvel comic? Sprang?
Sprang.
There's a comic book artist, Dick Sprang. And then everybody would use his name as a sound effect.
I don't think Dick Sprang ever worked for Marvel Comics.
Should
I'm
have.
aware.
He was exclusive to DC. You like drawing Robin.
Well, it's a pinball sound effect.
Hmm.
Everybody knows
It's a
that.
very accurate pinball sound effect. Yes, everyone knows.
Pinball.
Everyone talks about pinballs.
And so, Dave, we see why you're thick this evening.
Well, anybody who knows anything about me knows I used to do these girls back at Drink and Draw. And with the Wonder Woman controversy, I thought I would get on the bandwagon because that's what, why not?
There you go.
I remember those big-legged, big-ankled girls you were doing for a while. What was the inspiration for that?
Yeah, what was the inspiration? Give us a little backstory, Dave.
Basically, they were more fun to draw.
Okay. Take that, Jeff. Does that answer your question?
That's it. That's all you get.
It's enough for me.
Dave's down with cankles.
Well, I did
it's just-
enjoy how angry it made certain people. So it made me want to do them even more.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of really great Dave watercolors from that era.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I never gave you anything.
Oh no,
Whoops.
I didn't say you. I didn't say you had.
There's a lot of drinking back then.
You
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
I said I have them. I didn't say how I got
It's the way Jeff gets everything.
them. Exactly.
A
Oh,
little wink, little smile,
yeah.
little shake.
There you go.
Little shaky shake.
Scandalous.
So Ben, you've been doing good deeds and fighting the good fight and having some computer troubles lately.
Yeah, I'm still having computer troubles, but so far, knock on wood, they're hanging in there. But we'll
It's not like
see.
Dave's
But
got trouble, is it?
no, it's not Dave kind of trouble. It's MacBook Pro kind of trouble where my screen just starts blinking and freezes up. So,
Oh.
That's not good.
yep. And then I have to reboot and it clears up until it
Yeah.
doesn't. So
Maybe it's flirting with you.
it could be. Or it could be that one of my kids knocked it over and isn't fessing up to it. But,
Maybe Joey discovered porn.
I don't know what that has to do with my laptop.
Well, want to do a history search.
I have a passcode on the laptop.
Right.
Come on, Dave. Show some respect for
He
crying out
doesn't
loud.
respect. He's a bad person.
This day and age, kids don't have to steal their parents' laptop, Dave.
Yeah.
That's true.
Also, porn. I don't even know. Is it even porn anymore? It's just stuff on the internet. It's just
Right.
information.
It's Yahoo News.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So since we're doing Mary Jane, did you have a preference when you were younger, or as a Spider-Man fan, did you like Gwen Stacy or Mary Jane better?
Me, I like Gwen Stacy better.
Is it because she's a blonde?
Yeah.
it's because
Yeah,
she's
I thought-
Also, I felt bad for her. She suffered a lot of tragedy.
I mean, dying.
Yeah, the whole
Death.
death thing,
I don't know that she really suffered the tragedy. It's more like trauma.
trauma.
And her
I think
Peter
yes,
really-
he likes her dead. That's what he's saying.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dan
I
has
was,
strange.
I was always a Mary Jane fan.
I bet Dave was.
Yeah, Dave has a thing for redheads, right, Dave?
I have to confess I do. I wasn't a huge Spider-Man fan back in the day. I was more Fantastic Four, Iron Man. My best friend was super into Spider-Man, though.
Is he still your best friend?
Is what?
Is he still your best friend?
Careful.
No.
Yeah.
Was he a redhead?
Oh yeah, don't step in the trap, Dave.
Did something happen?
No, it's called growing up. You know,
Yeah.
you
Dan.
you end
I'm
up.
not Dave's best friend now, is what I'm trying to angle at.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you get new best friends.
Thank you.
He's still a great. He's my oldest friend, but I wouldn't exactly call him
He's
my.
older than Jimmy.
I don't talk to him every day like I talk to Dan.
Yeah, we talk all the time.
I mean, I try not to talk to Dan, but
Wow. Yeah.
I'm always going through things.
So, Dave, you weren't a Spider. You were more of a Fantastic Four fan than Spider-Man.
yeah. FF was the first book I ever picked up from Marvel, so
Would you say that was your jam?
it was my jam. Yeah.
Why do people say that?
I think I always had just like Spider-Man. I think when as a kid, I was telling Dan earlier, like you pick comic books up at the 7-Eleven before there were comic book shops back in the day, and for some reason I was never able to catch a run of FF. But I was always able to get this next Spider-Man issue for some reason.
Yeah, I remember buying those. You remember the 3-pack?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how I started with FF. It was the Keith Pollard, Joe Sinnott issues around 200. Those
Whatever
were
happened to
fantastic.
Pollard?
I don't know.
It's funny you should bring that up. He's
I
going
was
to be our
wondering.
guest in about 2 weeks.
Is he really?
No.
No.
Is he?
That would
is
be
he-
nice, though. That would be a nice segue, wouldn't it?
I loved Keith. I've always loved his work. I thought he was a fantastic craftsman.
By the way, I want people to notice that what just happened was a perfect example of why Dan likes to have you as a friend, Jeff, because you fall for all his lies.
I do. I can't.
It's like so easy. You just
I
said
should
something.
know.
You're like,
I
really?
should know better. I'm like, because we've had amazing guests. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anything's
he's
possible.
still around, isn't he? I mean, he's not. I mean, he's still alive, right?
So potentially we could get him.
Well, let's
Dave,
make that happen.
We've been meaning to tell you, Dave.
Yeah.
All I know is I cannot, for the life of me, find artwork from those issues that are reasonably priced anymore. I missed the boat. It's so strange what original art now sells from the 70s, which you couldn't even give away, not too long ago.
So true.
I still can't give away my stuff. That was not from the 70s.
That's the problem. It's not from the 70s.
You know what, though, Dave? Here's an idea for you.
Hold on to it.
Date all your future covers, 1972, 73. You never know. Maybe that'll work.
Worth a try.
All right, I have a legit question that I'm going to pose to you guys, but more importantly, probably the fans. So, when MJ first shows up, she's like, "Face it, Tiger, you hit the jackpot." Blah blah blah. So I have in this drawing, she's basically saying to Peter, who's watching her play the Spider-Man pinball machine, "Jackpot, Tiger," because all the little bells and whistles are going off. But should it be I hit the jackpot, Tiger?
I think it should be. She should be at a one-armed bandit, not a pinball machine.
I was just going to say, yeah. Thank
Screwed
you,
up.
Dave.
I think
Thank
you
you,
should start all over.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't even have the word jackpot in there.
Jackpot's not a word that you attribute to pinball machines, Dan.
Well, there
Ask
was a
any
pinball machine
expert.
called Jackpot by Valley. I did some pinball research when I was
A wizard.
once a wizard.
Jeff's on fire today.
Yeah, Jeff out of control. Jeff had some fun with a telemarketer via. Well, I guess I don't even know what you call that when they're on the internet exclusive.
Yeah, Jeff, you got to tell that story. By the way, I've had a terrible week, so Jeff cheered me up with these stories.
So one of the tactics that, depending on my mood, I'll use, because I get a lot of spam, a lot of people phishing, and a lot of telemarketers. If I'm depending on my mood, I'll actually talk to them for a while.
Jeff
Because
has very few friends.
Very few friends, but also I have found that if you, because I used to be, so a little history. One of the jobs I had before I broke into comics was I sold air conditioning and heating insurance over the phone.
Oh God.
It was a terrible, terrible time in my life. It was a horrible job.
Absolutely horrible.
Yeah, but so I would go in every day and sit in a little room with a bunch of other people, and we would all make phone calls and sell air conditioning and heating insurance. And then once I got onto a guy hung up on me, and I was in a bad mood that day, and so I kept calling him back, and I said, "Oh, we must have been disconnected. Let me continue to tell you this great news about air conditioning and heating insurance."
Jeff doesn't like rude people, but you were essentially being rude by calling him back.
Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. And so then he hung up on me again, and I kept calling him back, and so the job was so awful, I had to give myself little treats, and one of my daily treats was I would call this guy and try, and so for about a month I called him every day.
That's terrible.
It was bad. I was a bad person.
Did he ever actually buy anything?
No, he did threaten to call the police, and he did say that I was Satan and that I was tormenting him and that I was the devil.
That's interesting. I had one of my teachers refer to me as the devil one time.
Yeah, was that a nun?
That was Sister Mary.
Yeah, well, she would know.
Yeah.
Even more interesting that we're talking about the devil and we're drawing Mary Jane. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, segue.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Professional.
I was going to say, any of you guys friends with Mark Brooks? He got one of those Facebook friend requests by a hot chick, who then tries to get them to send them cash.
Sure.
And how much did he send her?
Well, he started off. It was kind of brilliant. He started off asking her if she liked chickens, very normal, weird stuff. But then all of a sudden he just said Hulk smash. And basically he turned into the Hulk.
Whoa.
Answering this person. And it's freaking hilarious.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, he kept her going for quite a while.
You realize you just stepped over the punchline of Jeff's story that it was taking forever to tell.
Oh no! Well, I can't share the
Oh, you can't.
the context. I can't. I'm going to send it to you, Joe. I'll send you the whole link. It's not necessarily safe for the internet, but
I see.
But I found, so the tactic I use sometimes, if you sit and you talk to these people, and if you just ask them to be taken off their list, they don't necessarily take you off their list. They just give you someone else.
You not taking anybody off your list.
Exactly. So what I learned from myself is that you just waste their time, and then they take you off their list and they stop calling you.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, and also it can be fun.
What would
fun
you
distraction.
do in theory, Jeff? What would you do, even though you can't talk about this one particular situation?
Mhm.
Let's role play.
Well,
Hi,
that's
I'm calling to sell you some air conditioning
Insurance.
insurance.
Sir.
That's fantastic. I was about to make a phone call to go get some air conditioning insurance.
Well, what do you know? Look at this. Our timing is perfect. Tell me, Mr. What's your name again? Mr.
Well, I go, it's so weird you would call me now. It's almost as though it's fate. It's almost as though you were meant to call me.
It could be Mr. I'm sorry. I didn't get your name.
So then it's like, do you believe in God?
I do believe in God.
That's great, because guess what? I think he meant you to call me so we could be friends.
Can I just have your name, please, and address?
So the funny thing about God, when he reaches out and you can feel his hand like this, I think that that's something special, and maybe we should go into a business together.
Well, I just want to sell you some air conditioning, sir.
Oh, there was so much more than that. We're going to be pals. I'm thinking the name of our bar should be Two Little Ladies.
Sure.
Mary and Jane.
Did you ever play the question game?
I don't know what the question
I've
is.
unfortunately played that with people. I hate it.
Why do you hate it?
I don't know. To me, it just seems
Lose.
like
You lost. You just lost the question game, Dan.
What's the question game? I thought you were asking legitimately.
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
Lost again.
Oh, how long are we playing this game?
Dan doesn't like this game, clearly.
No, I hate this game.
Yeah, the question game. So you just play the question game.
Again and again and again.
How do you deal with telemarketers and stuff? Do you guys have a tactic, or you just yell on the phone?
I don't
I
pick
just don't
up.
pick up, Jeff. That might be the thing I do.
Back in the day, I would hand my 5 or 4-year-old kid the phone. And
I like that. That's a good tactic.
That's great.
I'm like, oh, here, the phone's for you.
Oh, that's fun.
Have you guys ever heard Tom Mabes? He recorded one.
Who's Tom Dave, first of all? You always have these obscure, weird things, Dave. Like, who was Tom Mabe?
He's a comedian, and he got a telemarketer call. And I mean, you just got to hear it. But basically, he acted like a crime investigator, investigating a murder when this telemarketer called the guy who got murdered. And before you know it, he was accusing the guy of potentially being a suspect in this murder investigation.
That's great.
And he started threatening him, and he had the guy on the ropes. It was one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
That's a good one.
Let's be very honest.
That's a big claim. The funniest thing you've ever heard in your life.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Do you guys remember the Jerky Boys?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's a callback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe was one of them, weren't you? Weren't you one of the original Jerky Boys?
The Jerky Boys. Yeah, no.
So it's on his LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Original Jerky Boy.
Original Jerky. I'm definitely going to add that to my business card.
Yeah.
Just looking at Dan's Mary Jane, and I'm wondering if you layered all of her legs together, if you would get one leg on Dave.
On Dave.
I'm loving Dave's, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cute.
It's getting a lot of fan push out here. People really enjoying your thick thighs, Dave.
Oh, nice.
Maybe it's time to bring them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, DC hasn't exactly been hiring me a lot, so with the that Wonder Woman cover, I figured maybe it's time to take a new tact.
Well, maybe you were just ahead of your time with the thick legs.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm not getting any credit for that at all.
Yeah, because that was a good 4 or 5 years that you.
You were trying to put an agenda on everybody.
What?
You were trying to push that on everybody for a long time.
I was. My favorite from that time was I got into a beef with this guy online about it, and it took me a while because he said he was disgusted by him. I mean, disgusted, and it took me a while to get him to admit it, but eventually I got him to admit the reason he didn't like him was he couldn't masturbate to him.
Oh, what? Well, that's
Yeah. Well, duh.
That's good, Dave. Oh, you make a lot of interesting friendships. I like that.
Oh,
Well, I was kind of doing what Jeff does, and just kind of I'm gonna see where we go.
With the rated R version, which Jeff does.
But eventually I said, well, send me something you do think is good. And he sent me
Something you do masturbate to.
Yeah, well, exactly. Send me something you masturbate to. Great, Dave.
and it was women with, I mean, literally ginormous breasts. I mean, we're talking the size of yoga balls.
Excuse me? What's a yoga ball?
Ah!
What the hell's a yoga ball?
You know what a yoga ball is?
Yeah, but I don't know what a yoga ball is.
You don't know what a yoga ball is?
Can I pose that question to everybody? Does anybody here know what a yoga ball is?
I know what he's talking about, but I don't think it's called a yoga ball.
Well, what is it
A
then?
yoga ball is a
Term that you don't use for like company.
So what do you got after a Bikram yoga class? You got a yoga balls.
Yeah, I go, oh, I got a bad case of yoga balls.
I got a bad case of yoga balls over here.
No one's ever heard of this.
Yeah.
It's like a giant playground ball.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they're called either.
Is it the Bosu ball?
There you go.
Are you talking about like exercise balls at a gym? Like the
Yeah.
big things that people roll on and they go, I'm doing this sit up.
It's
The
the
court
Bosu
ball.
ball. He's talking about the Bosu ball, Dan.
Yeah.
All right.
Look, Dan doesn't know what the hell it's called either. So,
Yeah. So
You
shut
just call
the
it an
hell up.
exercise ball,
But done for yoga.
but done for yoga.
I've never seen
tried
balls in
yoga,
yoga.
so forgive me.
Have you tried hot yoga?
I have one. It was awful.
I tried cold yoga. That didn't go so well.
Have you tried Greek yoga?
The hot yoga, didn't that guy get busted for
Yeah, there's a whole thing
vaccination?
about that guy. It's awesome.
He had to have. Hot yoga sounds like something we would use in Gitmo to torture people with. I don't know. Just
I've
doesn't-
done it. I've done it occasionally. It's not something I've done a class or two. It's grueling.
It's just sweaty yoga, huh?
It's basically
well,
yoga.
Yeah, it's like what's the temperature? 115 degrees.
Oh,
It's
screw that. That's
Yeah.
Sounds unhealthy.
no, I mean it's apparently it has a lot of benefits.
Certainly for that guy Bikram,
Yeah, certainly for him.
he benefited.
Now here, nice guy suggests goat yoga. Have you guys seen goat yoga?
I have seen goat yoga. My wife
I've
wants to
heard of
do
that.
goat yoga.
What? Come on,
That looks
guys.
terrifying because
apparently-
goats poop.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't tell you is that the goats are pooping on you guys.
Yeah,
constantly.
For
They're like
for
rats.
sure.
Shit
There's
up.
definitely. But they're cute. My wife wants to do it. She thinks it would be fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
you can just get a get a goat and you're fine. You don't have to do yoga with it.
You don't want strangers goat pooping on you.
No, it's better the goat you know, right?
Always.
Yeah, go to your local farm, make friends with the
Yeah.
farmer
Get
John.
that goat poop. You don't want you want familiar goat poop.
Goat fecophilia. Is that
Well, if you know the
Everybody,
goat,
everybody who tuned in for a nice episode about Mary Jane, this is the conversation you get to walk away with.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Speaking of goats,
Wow,
One of my-
nice conversation. But go
one of
on.
my favorite goats is the fainting goat. Dan, you like the fainting
Oh,
goat, right?
the painting goats are wonderful.
That's the funniest thing in the whole wide world.
No, I like the painting elephant. That guy's actually pretty good.
Oh, the painting elephant? Yeah.
I think he's a hack. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he's sort of it's always about peanuts with him.
Yeah, that's it.
Motivated by peanuts, but like every artist is kind of motivated by just getting peanuts.
Yeah. It's a version of selling out.
Jeff, you were always a big fan and proponent of doing work on spec. That was your thing, right?
Yeah, one of my all-time favorite things is to do work for exposure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's a big thing for Jeff.
I jump at that.
He's like, how much exposure will this give me? And they go, lots. And he goes, I'm in.
I'm in. Will one person who works in the studio maybe see this? Yeah, okay, count me in.
Yeah, sign me up.
I thought
Yeah.
you just liked being exposed.
Well, I mean, that's a different thing.
That's a whole different website
That's why I got kicked off the internet that time.
That's right.
in my house.
That's a yoga for another show.
Yeah.
Jeff, when you started drawing yours, what was the motivation here?
Well, I wanted to. I'll be honest. It's just Mary Jane, just a cute Mary Jane. I don't have any cool Dick Sprang stories or sound effects.
Yeah, you could use a sound effect or two on that one.
I mean, I could definitely use a sound effect, maybe a word balloon, but I just wanted to draw a cute Mary Jane.
Guess that's acceptable.
How do you guys feel about Kirsten Dunst's Mary Jane? Do you think she was a good Mary Jane?
Yeah.
I don't.
Wow.
I always like
No,
Dan.
no,
What did you like? Yeah. What did you like about it, Dan?
Well, once again, I mean, I don't. they keep picking actresses who aren't redheads, who are blonde.
Oh, here we go.
No.
Absolutely.
I mean, you don't think Mary Jane when you see her. You
I do
see.
now. After I've seen the movie a few times, I actually do think of her as Mary Jane.
I think they should have just made her Gwen Stacy. That's all.
Patrick
You know what?
Stewart can walk, and he plays Professor X. I'm pretty sure a blonde can pull off Mary Jane.
Yeah, but it's more about being the Mary Jane type. I mean, I just don't see it. She's more of the girl next door than the Mary Jane type.
Next door.
I'm going to have to agree with Dave on that. I definitely thought Kirsten Dunst would have been a better Gwen Stacy than a Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Joe,
I always thought Gwen Stacy was supposed to be hotter than Mary Jane.
thank you.
What?
Yeah. I think, that's how they're portrayed in the books. That Gwen is like the hot chick. Mary Jane just lives long enough to be a model.
Ouch.
She was literally the girl.
I think Ben knows.
Huh. All right. That's an interesting take.
Yeah, I mean, she became the hot girl. I don't think she was initially supposed to be the hot girl. She was like the girl that didn't have to work to be hot. Was just like naturally,
When
easy
did you
going.
become the model?
Check.
Was that during Todd's run, or did you begin the fashion model?
I think it was before Todd, wasn't it?
Yeah, well before Todd.
Yeah,
You just had Todd on your show.
I did. People should go check it out.
I did. It was pretty good. I love listening to him.
Yeah, you didn't check it out.
I've heard a lot of interviews with Todd over the years.
I know.
Never
Jeff
heard of it.
checked it out. I know you didn't, Dan. There's no way.
I have not watched it yet.
Oh, never mind.
It is on my list to watch. I still have to catch up with your. I still have to finish the Brad Meltzer one. That one's great.
That was a fun one. Yeah. Both were really good except for one. One was just not great.
Ben, how's the user mail?
The comments? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
what's going on with them?
user mail?
Tron.
Well, there's some discussion out here talking about Spider-Man artists and thick thighs. Now,
I guess we all have favorites.
and a little bit conversation out here about things like this. That Gwen was the Lana of Spider-Man.
Ooh,
Oh,
It's an interesting take.
that's a fair take.
that is a fair take.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, Jeff?
I think that's a good, solid theory. Did you guys have a favorite Mary Jane artist? Was it always? I always obviously liked J.R. Senior, but
Yeah.
Way to be controversial, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Way to step out there on a limb.
I know. Well, I guess I'm a purist.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Jeff. Regardless
Ben.
of what these guys say, I think Ramita Senior, the OG is the best one in that case. It just works.
Yeah, there was just something always so her facial structure was just always so perfect.
And her hair,
Yeah.
When guys started giving her perms, maybe that was you, Joe. I don't know. But
Not me.
at some point, somebody gave Mary Jane a perm, and
I just had to make a deal with the devil.
well, right. It's worse than a perm.
Mephisto.
Well, no, actually, no, not worse than a perm. Sorry.
Well, Peter had the matching perm at the same time too. That was great. Like mid '80s.
Remember when Superman had the perm? Or no, Superman had a mullet.
Superman had the mullet when he
That's respectable, though.
dead. Yeah, that was his post quarantine hair, is what that was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dan loved that. Dan loved that era.
I was a purist. I'm not a Superman guy.
No, you love the mullet, though. Come on.
I do love a mullet on a person.
Yeah.
Man or woman.
As opposed to a dog.
Right. My pit bull cannot pull a mullet off. Does not
Jeff,
have
what do you think about having a pit bull, even though you know that's a dog that is notoriously kind of a bit of a bastard?
I reject that premise.
They're kind of nasty.
I reject that premise.
They're always attacking little children, like my own son.
You do.
I think that your son is far more likely to be attacked by your miniature
Schnauzer.
Chihuahua, whatever you're getting.
I have a Schnauzer.
Is that what you finally decided to get a Schnauzer? Is that it?
No, I'm not going to have a Schnauzer.
What little dog are you going to have?
We discussed this. I'm getting a Klekai.
Klekai. That's right. It's a baby wolf, right?
It's a baby.
No,
Yeah.
be husky.
It's a poor man's wolf.
Gotcha.
A husky that got shrank in the wash,
Yeah.
and then somebody gave it a bunch of Adderall.
That sounds like a good time.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun. My aunt used to raise actual huskies in Alaska for dog sledding.
Okay, here we go.
Just saying. A real husky is cool.
Yeah, but not mine.
That's awesome.
Not my favorite.
I mean, we can all agree a real husky's awesome, right?
That'd be great to have.
That'd be a fantastic animal.
Yeah.
I can actually disagree with that because I had one.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was. It's a work dog. It's not a pet.
Take that, Jeff.
You got to
They
get out
want
and
to
run.
use
I think millions of people will disagree with you on the pet thing, but
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I do know.
Hey, if you're gonna run it all the time, and it's that dog doesn't. Let's put it this way: don't get it if you're not gonna, like
If you don't live on a farm.
exercise with it every day.
Yeah.
So,
basically, don't get a dog if you're just going to lock it up in your house. Is what you're saying.
yeah.
That's not a
you
good lap dog. A husky's not a good.
That's
No, not at all.
Whoa. Good feelings.
Wow, holy shit, Dave! You've really put a lot of color on that fast.
Yeah, lots
I
of.
feel like going back to the husky. I feel like almost every week we had to track it down because it jumped over the fence.
Probably
I
getting
mean,
away from you.
you can get a bigger fence.
Or a smaller husky.
Maybe it's just your husky.
Tie two of its legs together and it can't jump anymore.
There you go.
So, Dave, what are you painting with? Ted would like.
Watercolor.
I was gonna say a brush.
Oh yeah.
Oh, with a brush. That's a big one, too.
It's a thick one.
Thick.
Nice.
Gotta be thick.
See,
Oh, I like the red on the bottom of her shoe, Dave. Nice balance there.
Oh, thanks, man.
wearing Melania Trump. Wearing the
Very
red
cute.
poles. Yeah.
It's all about the Jimmy Choos.
Wow.
Or,
Dropping the.
You can tell Dave's bought somebody shoes.
Or he watched a lot of Sex in the
Obviously
City.
want to model some shoes.
I actually don't know. I just figured it'd be something that would look good.
something she would wear. It works. Why the squinty eye on the Spidey face?
I don't know. It's just thought it was funnier.
You get punched in the eye.
I never have a reason for any of this shit.
Just
Dave's one of those artists who
it's
just
not great.
Yeah. He just goes with his feelings, his gut.
Dude, this is drink and draw, not think about it draw.
Agreed.
Well, I thought about this one a little bit.
Oh, here we go.
Uh,
There's the answer. Because he's an artist. That's
Yeah.
why.
Thank you.
Not for us peasants to ask.
Precisely, man. Screw you guys.
I always want Dave to explain the magic.
I know he never wants to ever.
No.
I'm just looking for answers. I'm like a lonely pilgrim, desperate for knowledge.
Hey, Dan, do you think you could focus your camera for a couple of seconds so we could see how you're doing there? You're a little fuzzy. What?
It worked.
Like,
Not any better.
like,
Look at those knuckles.
I can see the hair on your knuckles. Wow.
Those aren't my knuckles.
Excellent.
Sprang!
Sprang!
Hey, does anyone do hand lettering anymore?
You're looking at him.
Just Dan.
Apart from Dan?
Only Dad, who's been on the show since the beginning.
Yeah, John Workman still does.
Oh, yeah?
And maybe Todd Klein. I'm not. No. Todd has his own. Take that back. Todd has his own font set. I think he might sell.
I know it's not the way things are done really anymore, and it's cost prohibitive, but I love a original comic book page with the lettering on it.
Yeah.
Me too. Do you know who else does it? Tom Orsanowski. I think he's hand lettered.
The paste ups are lettering's a little rough though. It's always rough when I get a page that's got the pasted on lettering.
Yeah,
because it just doesn't age the same. It's always got that yellow from the acid. And
it falls off.
Fall off. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, the lettering actually, if you got the stones to letter right on the page, God bless you, because it looks great.
Well, isn't Walt Simon? Didn't he say that John Workman's still hand lettering his stuff?
I think so. I think that's way. I think that's way to work.
Yeah, I remember that part of the conversation. Yeah, maybe.
Remember when he kept talking to us?
Yeah, that was great. That was really great.
I love
Simon,
that.
He's a legend.
Class
I
act.
wonder how long Walt's beard is at this point.
He cut it all off.
He did? Oh man. I would have grown that thing until I looked like Rip Van Winkle.
It's pretty impressive.
It is all gone, unfortunately.
It's sad. Hope he like donated to Locks of Love or something like that.
How are you guys doing with haircuts and stuff? Have you been able to groom yourselves?
I've been doing my own, yeah. It's easy when you're doing crew cuts to begin with, so
That's true.
Yeah, I've actually braved hair salon a couple of times now. So
But you go to salon.
live. Yeah. Yeah, I have a friend owns a place I've known for, so she cuts my hair.
you go after hours,
No.
make it it's a speakeasy.
No, but no, it's they wear masks and been pretty proactive in keeping the place clean and ventilated. So
The person I went to always wears masks. It's a little bit like a eyes wide shut party every time I get my hair cut.
what's the password for the door?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were doing that before COVID.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This was all happening before COVID.
Right.
You guys remember that speakeasy in I guess it was the Village, Chumley? Did you ever go there, Joe?
I don't think so. No.
It was a cool little bar in the Village, and you had to go through. I mean, this is way back in the '90s. Who knows if it was even still there? You had to go through a courtyard of an apartment building to get in the front door.
But there is nothing from the 90s that's still,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I really liked New York back then. I mean, I like it now too, but I remember good times in the crazy '90s in New York.
Yeah. All gone now, Jeff.
Yeah, I guess so.
All gone.
It's a pretty impressive spider buggy you got there, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Now I'm looking up.
Holy crap.
Damn.
Makes you wonder what this episode would have been like if Dan took your advice.
And we'd all done vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Joe's suggestion. I'm Mary Jane. And then Joe was like, how about vehicles? But then I said something. I said, on our very own little network of texts that we have.
Our Whisper Network?
Yeah.
The Drink and Draw Network, very popular. No, I said, why don't we combine? How about Mary Jane washing Spider-Man's car? Her own car, for that matter.
So
I should wash Spider-Man's car.
I like the idea of different superheroes in different kinds
Wash
of vehicles.
different cars.
Yeah, I was going to do Silver Surfer in a Prius.
Why?
They're about the same color. Most Priuses are the ones I notice are always silver.
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't generally notice Prius.
No, Ben, unless it's an 8-cylinder, Ben doesn't even turn
Yeah,
around.
if it's not smoking out the back, Ben can't even see it.
You know what I hate about Prius are the cabs in New York City that are Prius, and you can't hear the damn things coming. And you'll be standing out on a corner, crossing the street or something, and the cab will be like right behind you, and you don't hear the damn thing until it's about ready to run you over with those electric engines. I do not like it. saving the planet, but running over drunk people in Times Square.
Jesus, old man Ben. Who
Yeah,
let
man.
him?
Get off my lawn.
What I always get upset with is I always used to think, like, when Priuses first came out, I was like, this is a person who's very conscientious. This is a person who cares. It took the time to buy a Prius. And then the moment you see them kind of like being a jerk on the road, I'm like, how on earth? Like, this person bought a Prius? It would really make me upset.
So you had some judgments. Is that what you're telling me?
I was pretty judgy, but like in a good way. I was like, I had a high regard for you 5 seconds ago.
Until the stranger didn't live up to your standards?
I'm like, you can't drive like that. And are you allowed to have a Prius?
There should be some sort of test, right?
Yeah.
You guys, you ever watch Roadkill?
No.
Motor Trend.
I've tried a couple of times. Those guys are a little annoying.
I have. I've watched it.
It's a wonderful show because it's unpretentious. But there's an episode where they compare a Prius to like a 1970s Ford Pinto. And it's beautiful. You know, the Pinto is basically an equal performer to the Prius. And then at the end of the episode, they run up
it explodes.
Tank.
Yeah.
Well, the Prius died. They take it out for track testing, and the thing just shits the bed, goes dead. And so they end up towing it with the it was a Pinto or a Gremlin. I think it was a Gremlin.
Oh, God, the Gremlins. I remember those.
They end up towing it with the Gremlin and take it to a place where they have access to a tank and run over the Prius with the tank until it ceases to be. And it's a fine show.
You know what?
Right.
I'd like to be the person that has access to a tank.
Yeah, that would be great. Though I would hate if Dan had access to a tank. That's a terrible idea.
If I had access to a tank, it'd be a different world.
Yeah.
You guys see that Netflix documentary about the guy?
I want to. I know what you're talking about. Tread.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
It's like, wow.
Guy, definitely, you do not want to cross him. I'd like to hear that guy's entire life story. I haven't watched it. I'm sure it's a great.
Yeah.
Well, he basically
when that happened.
he made a bunch of cassette tapes where he basically tells you his reason for doing everything. So it's kind of, you don't have people, I don't know, guessing what his motivations were. He literally tells you what his motivations were. So that's kind of a unique thing when it comes to somebody going apeshit crazy. So yeah, it's a good documentary.
All right, I'll have to check it out.
It's funny when you compare it to people in the comics industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Joe, is that Walking Away Peter homage to the cover in the alley?
Of course.
Actually, I didn't even think about that, but no, it's not. It's Peter going to get some gas.
Yeah, ran out of gas.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
It's out of gas.
I was on a road trip once, and my friend Steve and I were at a desert road in Arizona, and we drove past a sign that said, "Do not stop in the next 10 miles because we're next to a penitentiary." And that's when we ran out of gas.
On purpose.
Like, it was like I saw the sign. I'm like, oh God, look, this would be a terrible place to stop. And literally, while that wind balloon was hanging in the air, the car died.
And then we saw this hitchhiker.
I'm like, oh no, we're boned.
Yeah.
It sounds like a movie.
You know what, though? That's actually the best time to run it because they're not going to they need a getaway car with gas.
Sure, you're right.
Not the one without gas. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you're like they're cannibals or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just like, oh, person, eat Jeff.
So hungry.
Speaking of hungry, Jeff, remember that road trip we took where we made a stop off in New Orleans?
Yeah, and we had oysters.
Well, that's the nice stuff that we had. Remember that one person came along and they made a milkshake out of something?
Oh.
Don't remember. Was it disgusting?
Yeah, it was disgusting. It was one of your friends too.
I don't remember. I blocked it out.
Unfortunately, I can't forget.
Yeah, well, you should learn to delete things in your brain.
I wish I could. It's one of your little friends from San Francisco, and someone had just passed away in their immediate family. Is it ringing a bell?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think it's a necessary story.
I'm gonna leave it out. I'm gonna stop there.
So you drank Uncle Bob in a milkshake.
I didn't.
Well, I mean, Dan's always had a problem with
green milkshake.
Yeah, Dan's always had a problem with cannibalism.
Yeah,
makes
not that I've noticed.
Yeah, not that Ben's noticed.
A strange little weird problem.
If you want Dan to eat people, just leave some leftover people on hotel trays.
Exactly. You can trick Dan into eating people pretty easily.
And set it out in the hall that people didn't eat.
I do have a theory on that you guys don't share, but whatever.
But if it's in the hallway in the hotel, it's free?
No, obviously it's free because I discarded it. But my theory is like it's good enough for somebody else. They just didn't eat all around it. They're not like just like defecating on the food and then going, I'll just throw it in the hall.
So you're just saying they just weren't hungry, not that the food was bad.
Yeah, it's just food.
So after rooming with Frank Thierry, you're saying that they weren't defecating on that. They just threw it out.
True. I would rather, this is going to sound strange. It's going to hurt Dave's feelings.
Oh, God.
I would rather room with Frank Thierry than Dave.
Why?
Because of the snoring?
Dave snores, yeah. Louder.
I can't really fault you on that, dude.
Yeah. And there's all sorts of pitfalls to rooming with Frank Thierry, believe me.
Huh.
A couple.
It goes like, really?
Pitfalls.
Can't imagine.
You mean the fact that literally 5 minutes into him being in the room is trashed?
Oh, he destroys everything. I've never seen a man like in a blink of an eye. It's like the Tasmanian devil was like staying there. He destroys everything in the place. When I go to a hotel room, I leave it nicer than when I left. When I got there, I just want this to be like a small little paradise where I get to forget about all my troubles. Everything's perfect in there. Everything's put away. Not Frank.
Nope.
So we've all had roommates for conventions and cons and stuff over the last 30 years.
Yeah.
What would you rather, if you get to choose, it's either someone that snores or someone that is a slob? Which do you pick?
Well, obviously I made my choice. So
Right. You can sleep through slobs.
Yeah.
You can't sleep through snoring.
Yeah, you can always clean up after a slob.
All right.
I'll take the snoring.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be with Joe on this one. I take the snoring.
Have you ever roomed with Dave?
With Dave?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Have you?
We must have hung out we never crashed and sit like.
Have you?
Maybe. I don't. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, possibly, yeah. No, but I do snore like a son of a bitch.
He's a door vibrator.
Yeah.
Sawing some wood.
I think one time I shook a filling loose. So
On your roommate. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That must have hurt.
You know what, though? I would take rooming with Dave tomorrow if it meant we could, get the hell out of the house.
Oh,
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I do miss. So, what was the big show we just missed? Was the Connecticut one, and then there was the Denver one. Were you guys going to go to either to the Denver one? That's a pretty big show.
We were all supposed to be at Mohegan Sun like this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
It's Paul Miotti's birthday.
I wanted to see Ron Garney there.
I think that what do you think the earliest? Because I know that didn't New York just cancel? Like, wasn't it holding on for a while?
Yeah, they were nuts.
Officially canceled.
And then, 5 seconds later, they're shut down.
I mean, I could see trying to be hopeful. But
didn't the city shut them down? I think the city just said no.
Yeah,
I think it's holding on to closets and everything as long as you can is
Yeah.
the mindset behind it. But yeah, it's I don't know, March maybe we'll be back at a show next March. Who knows? I don't think it's any earlier than that.
You
I
heard
know that's
Putin's
We got the Russian vaccine.
well, the Russia's head doctor resigned over it. So I think they're just I think they're just pushing it through to have bragging rights, but I don't think it's a real vaccine at this point. So, but I could be wrong.
Could be.
Well,
I mean, it's not like Russia would ever lie about anything.
Nothing whatsoever.
Dave, wrong? Impossible.
all right. My piece is done.
Let me see.
Yes.
Let's take a look.
So let's see.
Here we go.
Oh,
Mary Jane.
Looks a little unfinished.
yeah, I think there's a little bit more work there.
No, it's done.
I think I'm going to send you a black magic marker.
This is just a sketch. This is fun, Dave.
Oh, okay. I thought you were, it looks like it could almost be done.
Well, I think I might change her hair a little bit. I went for a longer hair, but then I think I might like the classic hair that you're drawing instead. So I might change it and ink it up with decent pens.
Where are the
Cool.
bangs?
Yeah, exactly. I tried something different. And now I don't like it.
Camera one.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
the classic hair is better.
Yep. Got to go with the bangs. I
Yeah.
agree.
Even I went with bangs.
Everybody went with the bangs. Yeah, I tried to be a little bit different, and I paid the price.
Let's see. I think Dan's got bangs. It's sideways and blurry. It's hard to tell.
Wait,
Right.
no, I actually fixed it this time.
It's a sprang bang.
Spring bang.
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
Ding ding.
And let's see. Joe.
I was about to show it.
Joe goes off. Oh, are you actually
Okay,
going to
Joe
show it
got-
now?
Yeah, that hair looks
Too
great.
late, Dan.
Hey
Good
Joe,
bangs.
I don't think there are enough lights on the bars on that.
What, you don't like the LED lights?
I love the lights.
It's just a
They
little.
need the little smiley face, but Spider-Man faces instead.
Oh yeah, they got to have Spider-Man faces in there.
Yeah.
Or Peter.
I got all day, guys. I got all day. No worries.
he had nothing else to do, right?
This is like Peter's worst nightmare. He can't even, web up and swing away out in the middle of the desert. Just got to walk because he can't hop like the Hulk,
No, we can't.
even
Well,
though he should
gentlemen,
be able to since he's
We've done about an hour.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that maybe time to start thinking about wrapping it up.
Well, some of the audience are curious if any of these items are available for sale.
Yes, they are.
There's one, yes. Contact Joe.
I'll probably
Not
tell.
on Twitter. He's on Facebook. His Twitter is a myth. It's there, but don't use it.
I've been using Twitter
Dan?
lately. I've been trying to stay in.
Dan, are you pre-sold?
I don't think so. I just do this for fun, but I'm willing to sell it if it makes somebody happy. If it upsets Dave, I'll sell it.
There you go.
Definitely.
And Dave, is yours available for sale?
Yeah, I'll sell mine. Somebody
All
gives
right.
me the request,
If
make-
somebody happens to back Pop Kill #2,
That's
And
right.
Joe will email you a scan of his file in very low resolution with a watermark.
look at Joe's. I think Joe went a little too far and tried to hurt us with this one.
I mean, yeah, that one's over the top.
Yeah, it's like, boys, let me show you how it's done.
I respect that.
I like that he got the tread on the dune buggy correct. Yeah, that he put the big aggressive tires on the rear.
Nice.
Got some
I do
stick
like that Peter looks broken and that Mary Jane has broke him properly.
But you know what though? Dave has depressed me so much with his comments that you know what? Screw it, man. I'm just
But no, wait. No. Oh.
get the whole damn thing.
Thanks
Forget
a
it.
Oh, I don't like that.
Mary Jane too.
Wow.
Peter, forget it. It's gone.
Peter.
Damn it,
He doesn't
Dave.
like it.
Are
Oh,
you happy, Dave?
We all know that's
Oh,
a layer. I still don't.
That's the real thing.
Dave's fault.
Dave's fault. On that note,
Dave's fault. This will be in Joe's sketchbook.
That's it.
I think we can make a T-shirt out of it now because there's no
Yeah.
copyright material there.
Yeah. Sure. Joe,
Joe just wants another, Joe just wants another unfinished business episode.
yeah. I do like the idea of a T-shirt that says Dave's fault.
Yeah, well, thanks to the miracles of
Joe,
digital.
we can make that happen.
It's probably a #1 seller.
Yeah.
It's usually
All right.
fault.
All right. So have we reached the end of the road?
I think I got to get going. My drawing's done.
wait, Jeff, you always say that. You're always like the first guy out the door, but there's nothing going on.
Go
during-
nowhere.
What do you mean you got to get?
You don't know my life.
Yeah, you live in Oregon.
You live in Oregon. So everything's shut down. Come on, what's going on with you?
I mean, I have tomatoes to harvest. I have stuff to do.
How are you doing?
Jeff, I don't like the cut of your jib.
I got cucumbers to
would
pull
like to-
in.
I would like to try one of Jeff's tomatoes, though.
Well,
Oh,
I
they're
mean,
delicious.
Yeah, I'd like to try that, but I mean, beyond his tomatoes, I'm not so sure. I'm happy with your attitude.
Well, I mean, it's one tomato and it might change your mind.
I'm taking your shirt off. The promo code does not work on Jeff's shirt.
So I don't know whether there's so many damn Urban Barbarian shirts in there.
There's only 8.
Somewhere between 1 and 100.
Oh,
Dave's got a bunch though. When we're finished with Dave, Dave's got about 6 shirts, and that he wants them all as coffee cups. He wants them coffee cups in different colors.
Yeah.
Is there gonna be a speed nib one? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, what is it called again?
Speed Wolf.
Speed Wolf.
We
yeah.
don't sell those on there, but
It's back.
oh, the headlights made it back.
There you go.
The magic.
Remember to pick up some Speed Wolf nibs. Promo code does not work on those. Use your photo reference.
Nice.
Turn this into this.
That's where the art really happens.
That's
No.
talent. Not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
Only Dave. Dave was like, "What do you think of this photo reference?" I go, "Dave, you can make it work." And he goes, "Damn straight." And he sent me this immediately.
Mm.
BM with that.
Can't
Hey,
make stuff up.
have we paid tribute to our
Our mentor.
benefactor?
Ah,
Yeah, there he is.
I want another T-shirt that's got just his eyebrows and his eyes staring at you. Oh yeah, Dave, Dan, and I talked about this. Can
Yeah.
you
So
two,
try it.
you should draw that, Dave.
Dave, draw the
right.
hypnotic Dorn eyebrows, but with like some cool hypnographic.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, sure.
ooh, I kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
we thought.
State of drink and draw.
By the way, did you guys see that video that Chaikin posted? The infomercial about famous artist course with our benefactor. So you can actually talk. So
Dave, is this episode ever going to happen?
what episode? Yeah, I got to get off my lazy ass and get him on the show.
Hey Dan, can we talk about next week's episode, or are we not allowed?
Yeah, this is much more important than Mary Jane or Dave ruining Joe's drawing. Next week, we have been asked, all of us, and this includes Jeff.
Wait, not all of us.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, not Ben, of course.
Yeah.
Ben's too lazy.
That's
And
it.
didn't take Ben also didn't take the famous artist course, so he's
Wow.
worthless.
I only work at fine.
But Marvel's asked us to each create an Eternals cover.
Internal.
So we're each going to take the character.
Did you say internals?
I think so.
The Eternals. Eternals. Not the
I said internals.
yeah.
Intro.
Interns, Marvel. We're going to draw all the interns. They're all wearing masks.
By the way, you know what's the most impressive thing about that ask is that I had nothing to do with it.
No?
No,
Really? I thought that was
No,
Joe.
seriously, another thing. I mean,
So
CB
CB was like,
contacted
what do you think about this? And
CB contacted. See, hang on, Dan. Just
Oh.
so you understand the powers that be here. CB
Okay.
contacted me to see if Dan would be amenable, not Dave, not the rest of you guys. He
Not
saw
Dave.
Dan as the guy that had to approve this.
wow, what a power I have.
Mad with power.
I had to
And,
inform CB that
This
He's
guy,
roasting.
mad.
That's a terrifying face. So let me see if I understand this correctly. We're all going to be drawing alternate Eternals covers for the new series coming out. Is that right?
That's true. And all these covers are going to be unique in a certain way. Well, I mean, unique in the sense that we'll be drawing them kind of live for you to see.
Mhm.
But also we're going to take the characters and we're going to put them in a different like era and timeline. So you'll have Dave maybe drawing whoever he chooses, like Cersei or Icarus or something like that. And he'll choose like maybe the Wild West or World War II or World War I or something like that.
That's just
And maybe changing the costumes to some degree to reflect the time. So it'll be pretty interesting. We'll show you.
Dave's taking suggestions, by the way. Dave's taking fan suggestions. So.
We're going to do all the thumbnails, and we'll have to get them approved by Marvel because we're not just going to take anything we slop out as evidence of what we've drawn tonight. You'll see
watching the show. Straight out, I need to see sketches.
Yeah, you get to see what they like, what they didn't like, what we went with, and how we execute them.
Well, that'll be fun to talk about that whole process.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. We've never done anything like that before.
I don't know. There's nothing fun about this podcast.
Anyone have any fun?
So
Zero.
if you hit the unlike button on this one, man, you're going to hit the like button on the next one big time.
Do you think?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can control people. I don't try to.
Well, we have a new disc.
I will ask you everybody one favor.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe about that. Hit or subscribe. Hit the little subscribe.
So tune in next week for not only an education in how a cover is made, but a little sneak peek at some of the stuff that's coming up for Marvel soon.
Yeah.
Well, they
They have some huge stars that are going to be in this Marvel movie. Have you seen the cast? I guess that's what we'll do. We'll introduce the cast they've chosen, and it's pretty cool. The costumes, which we're not going to necessarily be using.
Are we going to have the director on as a guest?
Yeah, we'll probably have that. Angelina Jolie will be on as Thena.
Again?
Is that excellent? Well, let's not give away these prizes. Let's make people tune in next week.
All right, fair enough, Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh, what about that other thing we were talking about doing, Dan?
More promo codes?
We kind of got a sponsor for.
Oh, yeah, we do have a sponsor.
You got to pitch that tonight? We going to let everything out of the bag tonight?
Maybe
Well,
we
we
should,
got to save something for next week.
yeah, we'll save that for next week. We actually have a legit sponsor. Well, in a sense, Marvel is sponsoring next week by actually paying us to draw
We're going to
covers.
be giving stuff away, though. I mean, this is like
Oh, yeah, we will be starting a giveaway, like a contest, and we'll be getting
we'll give Jeff away.
free art.
No one wants me. Free Jeff.
No, we're giving away your
Yeah.
tomatoes.
Yeah,
Jeff
Jeff
will
will
No,
be
get
getting
tomatoes,
No, those are not for sale.
lettuce.
cucumbers.
Yep, the whole salad. Yeah,
You got to have tons of zucchini by now.
yeah. I got lots of produce in my backyard. All right,
All
gentlemen.
right. We're going to wrap
I'm
this
gonna roll out.
nonsense up.
Yep.
All right, Ben, you want to hit the end broadcast or me?
You want me to close things down? I can